sun with me, so I can show you something you've never seen. And both you and I shouldn't be too shy by letting go for once. Come and be free with me.
We survived our first night boondocking just outside Dodge City, and for those of you who don't know what boondocking is, it means camping without any hookups, no utilities. We had no water hookups, no electrical hookups, and we're just getting by on what we had in our RV. It was a very chilly night. The wind blew probably 30 to 40 miles an hour all night long. And it was about 30 degrees, got even colder than that during the middle of the night. So the next morning we got up and got ready, and pretty much as soon as we were up and dressed, we hit the road. So we had a long ways to go, and we didn't want to hang out where it was cold. When we arrived in New Orleans, we stayed at the French Quarter RV Resort at about $120 a night. It wasn't the type of place that we would normally stay, more money than we typically want to spend on an RV park. But it was safe and secure. They had a security guard, a controlled entrance, and it was only a 3-block walk from the French Quarter. They're big rig friendly. We found out the larger lots, though, are the ones that are closer to the freeway. We had requested a spot away from the freeway, and it ended up in a deluxe site, which was beautiful. It had its own gazebo with an enclosure and a ceiling fan, and it was really nice. But we found out those spots are a little tighter and a little harder to get into. Overall, we loved our stay, and we can't say enough about the friendliness of the staff at that RV park. They were wonderful, and we'll be sure to include the contact information for the resort in the video description below.
The night we arrived in New Orleans, a little tight getting in there. It wasn't bad. I knocked over a few bushes backing in. Didn't want to run over the $1 million bus that was next to us. It was a little tight getting in there, but it rained, so we pretty much stayed in the house that night, and we were planning on getting around on foot, and we weren't too far from the gas lamp or whatever that place is.
French Quarter?
French Quarter, yeah. So we planned on walking, and we were only, what, 3 blocks away?
Yeah.
3 blocks away. So the next morning, it was raining still. We're thinking, oh crap, we ain't gonna be able to explore nothing. We'll have to come back. So we stayed inside. The day after we arrived, we stayed inside and didn't do too much. Just kind of sat around. And on the second day, it finally cleared up. And if you guys are familiar with New Orleans, after the rain, you just sweat. It got hot and muggy, but we were able to walk around and enjoy the sights. Omaha! After taking a walk through the Garden District, we went over to the World War II monument. We were going to go in, well, we went in, and there was a line like you wouldn't believe. Everybody wanted to get out of the heat and in the air conditioning, I think.
I think it was a 45-minute wait to get in, something like that.
Yeah, it was a long time. And we didn't want to, it was our last day, so we didn't want to just wait in line. We wanted a few other things to see, so we went over to Bourbon Street and took a stroll down Weirdo Lane.
to New Orleans before several times, so I fully knew what to expect. And I love a good freak show. So I think New Orleans is just really entertaining, all the different people you see out and about. Bubba, on the other hand, it was his first time ever going to New Orleans, and he wasn't quite as enthused about all the weirdness as I was.
Not enthused at all, especially when we were leaving. We came across an elderly, and I mean elderly, gentleman. I thought it was a gentleman. I think it was a gentleman, but he was dressed in a bustier, leggings, the fishnet leggings, and had high heels and a bra on the outside of the bustier, and had a cowboy hat on, and he's sitting there arguing with the mailbox. And I couldn't help myself. I stopped him and said, "Hey buddy, did you lose it?" And he just turned around to me and he just, "I ain't lost nothing yet."
Now, whether Bubba meant his mind or losing the argument with the mailbox, neither one of us is really sure.
No, but that there was just, wow. I wanted to go so bad. That was a freak show for me.
So after spending a good full day walking all over the Garden District and the French Quarter and really feeling like we got to see a lot of different things, we went ahead and headed back so we could get a good night's rest. We had a long drive ahead of us the next day. After leaving New Orleans, it was off to Talladega finally. So with that, join us on our next video where we go to NASCAR live and in person.
Like and share.
Yes, and leave a comment.
Please.
And
see y'all later.
Bye.